Well, it's 10 o'clock. Ready? I guess we'll call the budget workshop to order for Tuesday, July 29th, here from the Neosho County Commission. Gail provided a little outline for us. Appreciate it, Gail.
All right, so I think we need to start with our deadline and what kind of time frame we're on. We can give that to Paul. Chastity already has several copies
Okay.
of this. So basically, we have to hold the R&R basically in our hearing, which we do together for our budget,
Right.
by September 20th. We set September the 5th was the date. So between now and then, we only have 2 more meetings. And the 26th would be our deadline basically to get the budget so that it can be published for.
Okay, did you say that we're wanting a hearing September 9th?
Uh-huh.
5th, wasn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry, 5th,
Fifth, yes, 5th. You
September
said
5th.
5th. You said 5th.
9/5.
Nice. No, sorry.
So, as of today, we don't really even have budget figures yet from the treasurer or the auditor.
So
we're-
he ended up getting yesterday the trial balance and he is crunching numbers, so we're looking at probably the end of the week because we'll know something back.
So then we'll actually have, like, you know, the one page that actually gives us the
Right.
R&R and where we are. So, that's not much time. So I don't know if you guys have any time that we can maybe make some special,
I don't know. Next Tuesday would probably be good for me if you.
would be good for you.
Yeah. You want to move it up a
I'm
little bit?
open.
Huh?
I'm open on the 5th
Yep.
of August.
August.
Because we should have something from him, I believe, by then. So,
Starting.
What time do you want to do it?
Time you talking
10?
about, Gail?
10 o'clock
10 o'clock?
Okay, I got a dentist appointment. I'm not sure when it is, but
on
anyway.
the 5th.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, want to?
can you find out what time it is?
And we can
I can
work.
find out, yeah.
We can work around that.
Sure.
Unless you can't talk afterwards, you might want to do it before. you never know. They're mean sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Guessing them.
So, this is kind of what I'm looking at. This is last year's budget. So, I'm kind of assuming that our revenue is going to be about the same. Is that kind of how you, I mean, our assessed values off a little, I mean, it's going to vary a little bit, but. So, I guess kind of looking at expenses, we can somewhat at least know that we're going to have to get close. But another thing is that last year we had transfers, and the only way that we actually made R&R or below R&R was we had these transfers. We don't have the money this year
To transfer
to
out.
transfer this $522,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's of great concern. Really, our expenses need to be $500,000 less. If we look at it that way, I think that's one of the things, you know. Then we had $200 that we put in equipment reserve.
200,000.
So I have put all the figures that we've gotten from outside entities and departments.
All in one.
And this is where we're at right now. According to mine, we're about $677,000 over our adopted 2025. The assumptions I made, well, Chastity's been working on courthouse general. We did decrease that by $100,000. I increased employee benefits by $200,000. We need to talk about that, but she had an estimate of $400,000. But we never usually use 100% of that.
Right.
Anyway, so as a guess, I just put $200,000 in there. I left our commission the same. Then most of these are just, it's been what's submitted. I at the very bottom, our debt, I just put the road project sales tax the same. I think that we should up that, but it's just looking at numbers to make those the same. We can see it's not from that.
Yeah, we're already well into that number that we set aside for it. The road tax.
Yeah.
By our,
Right.
yeah.
So I just didn't want it to skew the numbers as a total that we're looking at for expenses. But if we add the 500 to the 600, I mean, we're looking at over $1 million that we need to cut if we have the same revenue. So, from what's been submitted, okay?
Sure.
So,
We're gonna have to make some cuts, no doubt.
not having any definite numbers, but that's a good place, I think, to start. So, Cindy has been working on the wage study and comparison of those, but I think we're going to wait until the regular meeting to go into executive session.
and
I can give you some overall numbers if you're just curious for this working session.
Okay, I think that'd be good. So I think that's one of the questions. I think majority of the departments did ask for increases.
Right. Some did, some didn't. But the overall number of increases that department heads have in their wish list is roughly $300,000.
I'm sorry, how much?
300,000 is what I roughly calculated up yesterday. If we implement the wage study, we would save almost 100,000 by right-sizing everybody, implementing increases where they're merited, and we'd be at about $209,000. So, you know, we'd actually have a plan in place going forward, which would be amazing. And then we'd also, you know, that's an easy way to cut $100,000 off of what you're looking at by actually
Getting
implementing
increases.
what's correct versus what we just want. I hate to say it that way, but that's kind of what it is. Because it would definitely, based on what's some of the requested, we're gonna skew and put some people way out of where they really need to be, and then they're gonna be way over other people who actually should be a little bit higher. So if you want more numbers, I can provide them, but I think, you know, for this planning session, that's probably helpful.
Did you want anything else from her right
I can
now,
give you
or-
by department specifics, not just overall number if you want, not individual, because we'll have to do that at the executive
yeah,
session.
yeah,
but-
that's what,
Okay.
we'll just wait.
Just do it all together. So one of the first places we can start is outside entities.
Speaking of benefits, just so you have a better idea, we do have those 3 high claim items. The good thing we have in our favor, which should help reduce some of that kind of crazy number, is Blue Cross writes off anything over $100,000 for us. That's like our top limit. So the one person who's at $400,000 for 1 month, we're only looking at being evaluated on $100,000 of that. So that 36 to 39% increase, and don't quote me, could be more like 20-something, or even better.
The final number.
Yes, and so hopefully where Gail's targeting about $200,000, we're probably in that ballpark. So just wanted to share that as well.
Well, I figured they'd be raising their rates because they lost a humongous lawsuit, Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Oh, I had no idea.
Like $2.7 billion because they were price fixing against providers.
I had no idea.
But it's a nonprofit.
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah. So it's set up as
Okay, here's the outside entities that we received. Kind of, I don't know, I just keep adding to it every year. So here's your history of how much we have given them. Mainly, some of these during COVID were paid out of a different fund, but this kind of gives you a good idea of where we're at. And even with just the outside entities, you can see that
We're
that's
at
another
500,000.
100,000 right there, that there's
They're
an
at-
increase. So,
So, Commissioners, what are we gonna do about Southeast Kansas Mental?
well, they're first on the list here.
I know they are. I say give them $1.
I'm kind of,
Nonprofit.
I know it's been a topic at other county commission meetings. It's due to the salaries that they're drawing in. It is an issue. And we still haven't seen the full financials that was submitted.
CEO's making $650,000 a year.
So it's not that I don't support Southeast Kansas Mental Health. They are basically the only mental health in our county, and they do own Ashley Clinic. I mean, they have a huge investment in our county. I don't want to say that I'm not supporting them, but I think the small financial gift that we give
In
doesn't
tax
really.
abatement. Well,
And so they have bought buildings now in Neosho County that they are getting tax exempt, which is right off our bottom line as far as property tax. And I did speak with their executive director about that is a donation that we're giving. We could have argued that because not all of it is for mental health, like at Ashley Clinic, but then how do you divide up a building? And
Yeah.
so.
they're just moving money around.
Right.
It's still a deferment cost that they don't have to operate under, so, as a private for-profit company.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two things. There's this year, so their budget was 88,920. So if we only give them $1 for this year, that's some money that we can set back or
Used to the,
also to offset maybe some of the wage increase. And then if we took it out of this year, I just think there's other ways that we can help support. They say the support they get from the counties is less than 1% of their revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I appreciate what they're doing in the county, but in the same sense, I think there
I do
needs to
too,
be
Gail.
some
They're-
upwriting
I think
of
they're using the
the-
nonprofit to their benefit.
Yeah.
in certain
So we
ways.
probably need, in the regular session, to make a motion on what we'll do this year as far as Southeast Kansas Mental Health. And then if we want to set their budget, then, I mean, the state statute just says we have to support them. It doesn't say how or at what level or,
I think a tax deferment on their property tax is a support of the county.
I agree, because since they're not only mental health now in the county, they also are providing just general care. It wasn't tax exempt before, so that is costing us, and we haven't argued the point. So, do we want to set that then at $1 or?
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that. I think we need to follow the other counties.
So the other one we haven't paid this year was Hope Unlimited. They have not started their building, and I think we've been putting this on here for a couple of years now, but until they actually start the building, I think we said that we would help with the building fund.
The 2025 has not been paid.
No, it has not. This is just the total of what we had in the budget,
Mm-hmm.
but off to the left, you can see, those are the
Right.
two that we held when we paid the outside entities. So we probably won't be paying that this year. Again, I think we need to put it in 26.
Okay. But that 40,000 will carry forward. Well, not really
It
carry
doesn't really carry forward, so
Yeah,
should we
yeah,
do
yeah.
something with that 40,000 also?
Well, that would be, we could probably spend out of it. I mean, it's allocated for it, or do we want to accumulate that in the account until we only have one more year to match? Because we do a 3-year at 40,000.
Oh, I forgot, you're right.
It's only 3 years, so.
So maybe we
yeah.
just set that money aside,
Yeah,
so then we're a year ahead.
yeah.
I
And then we're
forgot
not
that
we only have
3
one
years.
more, so 27 will be our last year to have that set into.
Okay. So we need,
That would be the only thing we could keep it in budget. We have not, I mean, we haven't expensed that
Yeah.
out, but,
Okay. Well,
and hopefully at that point we'll have it in a pocket for them.
the Fair Board was $300 less. By statute, we pretty well have to pay what they ask
Yep.
for. I think they justify what they
Oh,
give us.
I think it's a big economic boom for
Sure.
Erie.
Oh, it is.
Uh,
For the whole
I
county,
went
really.
Sunday and watched my great nieces and nephews on horsemanship stuff, and it's. I mean, I think it brings a lot to the community. I mean, the whole county coming in.
I grew up in 4-H. It's
Yeah.
great. Okay, so the next one is CCAP. And I don't know, do we want to look at their budget? I'm not for sure why they asked for more money.
They went up quite a bit, Dale.
Yeah, I think we could go back and match 25 myself. Just
I agree, Nick.
Okay. That would save us 25 there.
you know,
Should have brought my computer and put
it was
this all in
14,
there.
wasn't it?
Yeah, 14, 7, 27.
Yeah.
So next is the conservation district. So I think if we match the 25,000 level, they get more grants than when our balance goes below 25,000. I think it's an important thing to have in the
Oh, I
county. I
agree.
just
Oh,
really
yeah.
think that they should get full funding and leave it at 25.
There you go, definitely.
Because that'll be $4,700, but I think it's well spent. Just a way of supporting agriculture, and they do a great.
And the state matches that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that kind of goes
They-
along with the fair board and stuff like that, you know, get the kids involved.
Right.
And they do a
Early
good job.
too, and they do the globe, and the
Yep. They
globe.
go to the schools and promote conservation and. So then we have the 3 museums.
Yep.
I know when I came on in 18, 19, whenever I came on, we were only supporting 1 museum. So I know that that's been an increase in our budget. But it's nice to have county support of museums.
Do we just match
I agree with that.
25?
Yeah. I think that would, I know that it's a little bit different. Where's, there's Martin Johnson. But we can see where the numbers are when we do that.
Okay.
So then the next one would be Tri-Valley.
And they
So we were
saved
at
us-
60,000 for a long time, and then we started taking 10% off the last couple of years. So they're down to 52,650, and they actually, that's what they put
Yeah,
on
that's what
their
it says.
request. So I think that's fine.
In my opinion, that's good.
The Memorial Park Cemetery, I think we're pretty close on budgets there with the 11,250. Again, it's in the general account. If something goes over, if something happens, the funds are there. But I don't think they really needed the 12,000.
What about area and aging?
Well, what about the regional
Or, yeah.
detention center? There's really not much we can do
No.
on the detention
No,
center.
I'll tell
It
you,
has-
commissioners that,
It is up, but
yeah, on that committee and, Logan counties want to get out again.
still,
Yeah, but they're gonna do a care unit to where they house kids and hopefully that'll bring in some kids, and that will take that money, our portion down.
Oh, okay,
Mike's working on it over there,
good.
and it's a good thing. I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
definitely.
I think so. Okay, so
It did increase quite a bit, though.
So we have the two area agencies on aging. We have the SEK and we have the,
Neosho County Area on Aging.
yeah, which is, oh, way back up here, I missed it. So I've done a little study, but not enough, on the Neosho County Area Agency on Aging. I just really wanted to understand more of a focus. I assumed that because we're the only one funding them that we own that. We do not own that. That is a separate organization. Now, in the past, they used to get money from Southeast Kansas Area Agency on Aging. So why they don't get any more funding and why they're depending 100% on us, I have a little bit of a question, but I think part of it is that they aren't doing the services that they used to do. Basically, they're just opening their doors and letting people come in and play pool or work on quilts, and once a month they have a meal. And so I don't know if, SEK could have any funds that they could actually give to them. I don't know. So there are board members. I don't know. So they did mention, because it was about $12,000 increase that they asked for, because 54, well, we used to give them 51.5 for many years. And I can understand the buildings are getting older,
Sure.
Maintenance.
wages are going up. But I just always question whether we're serving enough of the aging population with those funds. But
Well, it didn't sound like St. Paul uses theirs hardly at all. As far as the numbers is what.
yeah.
I think they do that.
So I don't know if it's
out of
something that we
measure.
need to study, or whether someone, again, if we're the only one funding it, I don't know why we don't have a say-so on the board. That's the only way to really understand what's going on and to be able to keep an eye on things. But in those that are running it are getting older, is there a younger generation interested even in, what are we going to do in a couple of years?
Yeah. That's a tough thing, get some
Yeah.
younger people in.
So, so other counties don't have separate, they just have Southeast Kansas Area on Aging, and they do the funding and they do the projects within that county. And they oversee then projects like what Neosho does. And I don't know, at some point, if we want to do that, it may be a better way to use our funds. But then this organization has these buildings, and anyway, I just, the SEK Area Agency on Aging, I think, does a really good job of providing different needs for the elderly. They do some food distribution. They also help them with their taxes, or like Medicare, or understanding all of those things that they have to go through. They actually have services where they can, help people, and that's really important now that I have aging parents. That I appreciate the work that they do.
Significant increase though.
Yeah,
Submitted.
I think they're pretty well funded through their grants.
They got it all federal,
Yeah,
I would say,
Yeah,
I'd keep them all at 25 and,
I agree.
and then Neosho at 41. I just added on here the Fine Arts Center at NCC. I didn't put anything in there. Someone told me, and this is I think a good way to look at it, there are only a few taxing entities in our county. There's the school system, there's the college, there's us, there's the city, okay? Why would one taxing entity support another taxing entity? Because if they need money, if we need money, what do? We don't go ask another taxing entity, but we raise our taxes, or, you know, we work within the means that we have. Since they are a taxing entity, it's strange that they would come to another taxing entity. To me, you know, that they have a lot of other resources, and it's not something I really am interested in getting into. You know, I don't want the school systems coming and asking us. It's kind of the same thing. You know, we should work within the taxes that we collect. But I wish them well. I think they're well underway on the project. And it's something I think that people can give to. And I know the Me family has supported it
Oh, yeah.
Substantially.
I
substantially.
don't know, Dr. Embody probably brought, you know, he talked to me, I went and talked to him, and they want to renovate the auditorium.
And it's very needed.
Well, yeah,
So-
the Me family's donating like 2.5 or whatever it is, you know, but, you know, he mentioned about using pilot fund for that, which, no, I don't like that idea.
I'm kind of with you, going. It's kind of hard to use our property taxes. Our
Right.
basis of money comes in as property taxes.
To fund the county, it's not to fund.
Another,
And I know the pilot fund is outside of that. I think that we're kind of past the point of helping outside entities with that. As you can see, we're gonna have to come up with,
a
so-
very large sum of money.
and
So
we're about halfway through that money,
You gotta
so.
cut, you gotta cut
it
off
goes
sometime,
quick.
Gail.
All right,
Leave it where it's
CRDA. I don't know if anyone caught the city commission meeting last night. So
did
CRDA is trying to get a sales tax passed. So before we had our sales tax, this last one, the city passed a sales tax that they were gonna share with CRDA, and then the expenses that they wanted to renovate the depot took all the money, and so CRDA didn't have any of the funds. So now they want to put on another sales tax. So in the meantime, their executive director has quit. So I'm not for sure what the future of CRDA, and, you know, until November, whether they get that funding or not, may be looking a little bit different.
well, and
but-
we also support them in the fact that we pay them to manage grants for us, and we have paid them.
Right,
CRDA?
Nick.
In the,
I
well,
thought the regional planning
regional
commission does our
planning.
grant. So those are two totally separate now.
Yes.
Matt
Oh,
was
there's,
Matt
oh,
the
those are,
executive
oh,
of both
gotcha.
at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So there really is no connection anymore.
oh, okay.
So CRDA really does a good job of trying to get companies to come into the county. I think they're the ones that got a rise, and it's kind of a different focus.
Well, I think, and Nick will
I'm
remember this,
thinking-
we went to the city
Yeah.
commission meeting. It was Nick, David Bedell, myself, and we sat in there, and Rod's going, well, we need an answer tonight. And they were going back and forth. Nick, you remember this?
Yeah, yeah.
And finally, we stood up and said, hey, if you don't take this, they got a 5-year contract for sure. If you don't take this, they're going to go to Humboldt or Iowa. And Nick, they went
Yeah.
ahead and done it, and it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's been a good thing for Chanette too. So.
Yes, sir.
So, I don't know, at one point we gave 20,000 and now we're down to 13.5. Of course, the Southeast Kansas Regional Planning Commission has a set fee of
Yeah.
all the different organizations of $48.76.
Yeah, there's like 12, 13
Which,
counties.
they're the ones that help us with the grants, CRDA.
Yes.
Yeah,
does.
that's what I'm talking about.
And Carrie
So
did-
if they got this funding, again, how much support do they need from the county if they're gonna be getting a sales tax? I think they were sharing a sales tax that expired.
Yeah. They kept part of it in the levy, I thought, when they kept the library and them in part of that levy. When they got rid, SUNY got rid of the levy, there's still some portion in it that they retain.
Chanute.
Yeah.
Well, I just know the city commissioners were even questioning the future of, where's this going? You don't have an executive director. Their funding from the last sales tax ends in September, and then they have to wait till November election to see if the sales tax pass, so their future is very iffy, I guess you might say. And I'm not for sure, now that Matt has stepped down, he was a driving
stepped up
force.
and went to Topeka.
Well, I don't know, some people might question that. Again, that we can maybe put that in there, well, that may be one of those things that we want to look at
Yeah.
in the spring about whether we want to continue to support that, or if there's even going to be an organization to support.
Right.
Well, I think, I've talked to Carrie over there, and I'd like her to go to different council meetings like St. Paul, Erie's there, Chinook, and tell them there's grants out there. I mean, they got loans for companies, and we need, of course, you got to have housing,
Yeah.
Right.
and that's something to look into. I think we need to go to every city council meeting and have Carrie tell them what the regional planning committee can do for the city.
Well, I sometimes a little iffy about actually government providing the housing. Just for the fact that it should be a private contractors, you could abate their taxes, which we do through the
NRP?
NRP. I mean, more projects like that get private buy-in and not government buy-in, because you're seeing it. What Sunfresh in Kansas City, their government. I didn't even know we had government-owned grocery store. Well, we have here, but the ones in Kansas City, they're getting ready to go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you not watch the news on them, Kansas City is the model of what New York City is trying to do, and they're going broke in Kansas City. They just about to close them down. They have them in
Yeah, there's nothing on the
crime-ridden
shelves.
neighborhood. There's nothing on the shelf, is there? It was showing the head
Wow.
of whole documentary. Is like when the government starts subsidizing, it needs a private companies to do businesses.
Mhm.
Or getting somebody to buy in to do it, but
Do we just want to stay at the 13.5
Yeah,
with them
yeah.
and then revisit that?
yep.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I should have brought my computer and put those in, but I didn't. To see how much, but that should, it's going to decrease it a lot more than just 94,000, because Southeast Kansas Mental Health
Let's see here.
is 90.
So
Yeah, and I'm with Nick. I think we need to leave all of them except maybe mental health the same. It's 25. No increases.
could drop it down to 300.
You good with that?
So-
Nick?
318,000.
Yeah, yeah. 319.
Sure. Rounded.
797.
What's interesting is, like, you look 2018 and we started at 400,000, and how did we get to 547,000? I mean, just every year it
That's
just creeps up.
that increase, yeah.
So I think it's just time to kind of limit this, and we've got
Well-
to take care of our own people.
Well, and we're funding a lot of nonprofits.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of the bad part of it. It's like,
And that total does not include the Hope Unlimited.
We'll have Hope Unlimited in
Yeah.
there. So we have 3 years to pay them. So if we put like
Another-
this year's in a capital outlay or
Yeah.
something,
or line item for,
with
so we'll
that
save
added
that back.
With that added in, it's 359.97.
Okay. So that's about 100,000. We still have the big increase in juvenile detention. It kind of bumps it up there. Okay. Anyway, those are the little things that we need to look at.
I'll talk to my commissioners over the juvenile detention.
Okay.
But I think, if things go right, I think that will go down pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
But the services stay the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So courthouse general was 748,000 last year. And we brought it down to 645,500. Chastity had gone through some things. Let's see. Somewhere I have a list of,
They do have copies of their packets as well.
yeah. So I do have some concerns as to, we might as well just be honest, as we're funding a case against our previous county attorney, we have to fund that out of something. So I don't know if it's, oh, here we go. Oh, I took those out though. Somewhere I have all of how much we've spent on that account. I have too many papers. Here is, I went back, I did this back in March. These are the actual audited numbers from 2019 through 22. 11 to 23. So you can see our courthouse general, we've been running, so these are actually audited and not just
Right.
budgets. So this is actual money spent. So basically we take, Chastity, did you do a breakdown of, we've got insurance that comes out of there
On which ones?
on the courthouse general,
I do have a breakdown upstairs.
okay?
So I don't have it.
So I know we also pay our counselor out of that account. You know, we pay utilities, a lot of Advantage comes out of there. There's just a lot that comes out of that account. And it's hard to have a handle on that. But I do believe that this court case will probably be well over $100,000.
But we still have the funds in the diversion camp, previous diversion funds that haven't
Use
been
his own
taken.
diversion against him?
Hmm?
We could use his own diversion
Yep.
funds?
I mean, that's,
I like that idea.
Huh.
because it's a healthy sum of money that's sitting there.
Okay. We should know that pretty soon.
Yep.
Okay. So do you think we're safe then in
I think we will be.
decreasing the courthouse?
That's not what we're collecting now in diversion, that's all the previous.
Yeah. Okay, well, right now it's being taken out of courthouse general.
Right. I don't know if we want
Because
to,
we haven't touched those accounts until we know what's in there.
Exactly.
But as time goes on, that sum is going to get larger for each month. So maybe we need to contact him and see where he's at on auditing those.
okay.
Okay. So we'll leave the courthouse at that 645,500. That
How many more payments do we have on the HVAC?
one,
One.
Just for this
January of next year.
Yes.
January 26th?
Yep. So, if you want to look at that as far as our payouts,
Well, we've significantly reduced our debt load
We only have one other,
from previous. I mean,
Yeah.
we had a lot of debt service and debt, so.
so, here is our payoffs. So Chassie and I went over this. We really only have 2 loans that are outstanding after the end of this year. It's the HVAC, which I think my one is, it actually is paid off. It'll be in January, February of next year. And then the new grader that we bought in 21. Those are our only 2 payments. All of these ones above here are that will be paid off. So that's about $170,000.
In debt load that we're not having.
Well, in payments.
Yeah.
Right. So, Foley's coming to our regular meeting. So that gives us an idea of if we're gonna, this is actually 3 graders, and then there was, I don't know what all is in that equipment. I guess there's a mower, 2 mowers and a grader that
Well,
we're paying
that's
off.
what I was thinking, if we're paying those off, and the Prairie Land still has their government leasing program,
The
they'll
mowers?
be less than,
Sure.
they'll be less than the payments
Yeah.
for the year.
And so then the 3 graders that we're going to buy, we just want to make sure we stay within this parameters, I think. That's
Mhm.
what we've been financing, but I think we'll be below. I think we're
Yeah.
going to be actually saving money. So, yeah, the HVAC has 1 more payment. And then the grader still has, oh, I guess we're paying it off next year also.
Mhm.
We did a 5-year
Yeah.
on that, didn't we? For one little instant, we might be debt-free till we start making
Or,
payments
yeah.
on the new graders.
Well,
I mean, that's something to say, because, I mean, there are
We're-
counties that are multi-millions, in debt.
well, just in the past several years, I mean, it was substantial, and you figure HVAC was $1 million by itself.
Yes,
And I mean, it's just the debt of
and
that.
now we're building a bridge,
Yeah.
debt-free, that's $8 million.
Mhm.
I think we're doing good. It just makes, we just have to make sure we're still taking care of our people, and
Their balance is scale.
kind of balancing it, because we have been pretty well. Anyway, I think it's good for the future of the county. So, if we want to look at equipment reserve, here's where we're at right now. So we're going to have to transfer some money into that account. We still have the sheriff, I think have you heard, has he bought a vehicle?
I think it was gonna
I
be
was
so many
thinking-
months out, I thought.
Okay.
You got one out of Wichita.
The somewhere, I thought delivery
Oh,
was
did he
pretty
get,
soon.
okay.
I don't know. Anyway, when we pay all that off, and then the little bit that Road and Bridge was doing, really with Road and Bridge taking 86,000, we really only have about $40,000 in there. So we will have to transfer money.
Someone into it.
Now, we've done that from the pilot fund for the last several years. Of course, we aren't, we'll see how much we actually need out of that. I think we should at least get the sheriff a couple more vehicles out of there. So if you want to know where the pilot fund is, sorry, I just got all my
No.
spreadsheets done.
No, that's all right.
So as you can see at the beginning of the year, we had 2.4 million. With the commitments that we've made, at the end of this year, we'll have $1 million left. So we have significantly used our pilot's funds, but I think it's gone for good causes. It's for the bridge being debt-free. We did the overlay on the 70th Road, Galesburg Road, and we did
Well,
that.
we're getting
we're doing,
pretty much a $7 million bridge for a little over, almost $2 million.
yeah, yep.
No,
And so, we still have some of the radios to do, and then also good news, I have been contacting James down at the wind farm, and I went and got a tour. Melanie and I went the other day, and we now received $25,000 from them for the fire and safety.
Really?
So they paid the back 5 years. So that actually pays for all of these radios and everything. That's basically what we were going to spend. So that's pretty exciting.
That is.
So they
But
really want to work with us. We need to get down there, organize some training as of if they do have a fire, what would we do? Or, you know, kind of see how we can coordinate things. But I was really excited to,
That is very
I kind of
surprising,
stayed on
Commissioner.
them, and it's just like, no, this basically just says you owe us $5,000 a year and you haven't paid it. So anyway, the money was wired this last week, so.
That's good news.
Anyway, that's where we're at. So we have that $1 million, but then again, by May 10th, we get another $1 million. I just think we need to be really careful on how we use this with the budget. Because
Agreed.
we are on our 5th annual.
Yeah, fifth.
We'll say,
So
yeah,
we only
fifty.
have, 6, 7, 8,
then-
and 9, and the last year we only
So
did a half
of
a
that.
million. So we're halfway through. I think we've done a lot of good things with it. I just don't want to depend on it too much.
Well, then it will be assessed
So-
by the state, as a utility? Is that how that? Well, I mean, at the 10th year, this has all been paid in lieu of taxes. I
Right.
mean, how will that taxing?
She's looking forward to this.
Well, I'm listening to the appraiser, you know.
We have forms that the state started sending us last year where we have to get the value of that, but I don't currently have communication with them to know. I don't know.
Okay, well, that's fine, but because
Yes.
they can't be tax-free at the end of the 10
No,
year.
they will not.
Yeah,
And
so-
there's also, it's not just the towers, they've got that office, which is quite a little bit, that's on Galesburg Road, that will also be coming off of that, exemption.
Well,
That
and,
was part of what was, agreed to on the budget.
yeah, well, my concern at the end and with anything federal level where they've pulled back on some of their subsidies, so.
Well, when you ask if it would be state assessed, I really honestly don't know. I don't think so. I think it's on the level, but it
think
would
so.
be.
Well, I mean, that might be expense when we get closer to that. We have to bring in a professional appraiser, outside
Yeah, so
appraiser.
that's gonna have to be something that
What-
we'll have to have more information about.
Well, and there are probably more access because they're nationwide. I mean, there'll be more companies that probably specialize in the,
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah,
That and solar,
yeah.
and we've already got it here. I realize that, you know, there's been some talk about the solar, whether they want to have it, whether they don't or not, but that's also something that we're gonna have to start coming up with something on.
But, well, at least you collected a debt for us.
There we
Good
go.
job, good job.
Well, I held the wind farm accountable for something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they did appreciate, because they did have a vehicle catch fire down there, you know, and so it was our fire departments, volunteer fire departments that did help out with
Oh, yeah, I
that.
didn't hear about that, yeah.
Oh, really? Nothing else, I don't know. It was out by a tower, but it was just a vehicle, so. So that's kind of where we're at as far as funds. We've spent all the ARPA funds. I need to get with Carrie and figure out exactly, but when we basically paid on the bridge, that just pretty well wiped us out, so. What else do we want to talk about?
And going back to the
Also-
wage study a little bit, if we implement some of that, do we pull back the wages that were put in the budgets? Increases in wages? Unless it's a recalibration or you've shrunk staff or whatever.
Well, I think it definitely needs to be aligned with that.
Yeah.
That was one question I was going to ask you guys, is if I could put together, if I get the personal services stuff, I could go back into the worksheets and put the wage study number in, so you could actually see what it would do to the budget for each department.
Okay.
And that, I didn't know if that would be helpful to
Yes,
have.
that would be helpful, because, I mean, if we're doing a wage study, it's gonna be comparable to wage study through, and
Yes.
it might
and
skew some of the budgets too. so.
Yeah, oh, it's going to, because some people request it. Well, and I can show you some of the numbers in the executive next, or at the
Okay.
regular meeting, but some departments requested like $100,000 more than what the wage study actually shows. And so that's gonna make a huge difference. There were a couple that didn't request anything, but overtime, and ironically, that puts them almost right in line. So, yeah, I mean, if I could plug those into the personal services, I can work with Chastity to get the
Okay.
worksheets.
Yeah.
I can show you
That'd
that
help us
information.
get our number, that's pretty firm
Yeah.
too, so.
Yes, I can give
Yeah, I
you
think
that
we
for-
definitely would use her numbers. And then in the future, it would make it easier if, we have the work study, then that would dictate, raises, and it just would make things simpler and I think more fair.
It'll help with hiring, truthfully.
That's true
Because
too.
right now, we're struggling to get good quality people hired because we're not offering a reasonable starting wage, not, something crazy, but something reasonable for the position that they're hired or applying for.
I thought I was gonna go and be the general manager for Buc-ee's. Have you not seen their signs?
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
When I went to, there was this, well, oh my goodness gracious.
We
I
were
think
in
it-
Branson, we almost went to
You-
Springfield, but it's, on the other side of Springfield, just to go to Buc-ee's, but.
It's an adventure.
We'll just have to take a special.
It's an adventure. I had never been, so everybody else in my family had been. I had never been.
My daughter went on vacation, that was their first stop. They're like, oh, it was so worth it, because they live just literally within miles of the one that's going into Kansas City, and they're like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm like,
It's dangerous.
Okay.
It's dangerous. I'm not kidding you. People fly through that
Really?
parking. Oh yeah. What they say, the one in Texas had 100 and some pumps or whatever, and I think this one's bigger in Springfield. So
really?
yeah, I was surprised. I was driving for my life because kids were flying through there about 60 mile an hour at some point.
Okay, district court. We did not hear from district court, they just submitted a budget, we didn't ask them to come. They are up about $40,000. So I don't know if that's something we want to, we've never negotiated with district court. We can look at their budget.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about it. District court, okay. Don't remember what they were asking for.
450.
I mean, their numbers pretty well look the same.
I was trying to look.
Well,
what-
on that
I
sheet.
think there's a special, wasn't it? Legal defense.
Legal
fund.
defense,
That's the-
telephone, district expense, overall budget. So basically,
It's the
the
legal.
caseload of the court-appointed attorney fees continue to increase. I think we saw some of that when we couldn't get anyone for the
Indigent.
So I think we probably need to keep that in place.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It's all going to legal defense.
So then I made a sheet just with the audited numbers with departments. So there's the audited from 219 to 223. So those are actual numbers. Then the estimated that we just gave Jacob, I believe, these are the numbers, and then this is what they asked for in their budget, and then, I'm sorry, this was their budgeted numbers for 25, and then what they proposed. So this doesn't really give you a breakdown of the differences, but you can see that, again, there's $500,000 there. So this does not include, I didn't put in district court, I didn't put in
Right.
courthouse general or employee benefits. Those I have taken out. These are just the ones that we actually heard from as far as departments. So again, the one I think I first gave you with the overall can give you the breakdown of what the increase is. But until we look at the wages,
In that, where it will skew it a little bit.
yeah. Oh, I know what we can talk about. Let me get that. There were 3 departments that asked for capital outlay, which, I don't know. I think you guys used to do capital outlays, and then we kind of got away from it and has been spending everything out of equipment reserve. So the big one is that Lori would like to have new desks. She's talked about her desks. She has the desks that you can raise and stand at, and they no longer, their lifts don't work.
Have we even looked at having them repaired?
I don't know, but she's put
Because that,
some-
I mean, on average, what's that? It's $15,000 a desk, I think. Is it 4 desks? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It's $15,000 a desk.
Bottom Jack.
Yeah, I was going to ask Dave, and I keep forgetting to ask him, but that's $70,000 there that she's put in there. I don't know if we want to finance it in a different way or
Well,
look at it.
I think we need to look at it more closely as far as that. So.
I just think it's something we need to take out of the budget.
Yeah.
Now, the other one is the election. So if you want to explain your capital outlay, it makes a lot of sense.
So in 2028, they're going to be doing the new update for the election softwares. So,
Elvis or whatever it is. Or
Huh?
Elvis or whatever it is.
so we thought we could build it over the years instead of just going in and giving you a huge lump sum for that budget when we come to that one. So, I got
Makes sense. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
I think we should plan ahead. I don't know if it should be put in, when we just put it in in the general and capital outlay, then if you don't use it, then it goes away.
Right, or
Compared to
somebody
if
else
we
takes it from
set
them.
that aside, I mean, we could put it in your budget and then set it aside in capital outlay. Or she has a tech fund, could she just put that money in her tech
I think
fund
that would be it.
and flag it?
Yeah.
I think that might be the safest way. I don't know if we can just, instead of putting it in capital outlay, put it in your tech fund, and then it'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll just have to remember, and make
Do we
sure
know
that
a
you don't
cost
spend it
yet?
any other way.
A final figure of what it might be in 20?
No, and we won't know that until we get closer to time.
Okay.
So we're still working on a lot of
We'll have to
details,
buy
but
new voting machines at that time, probably.
Not that I'm aware of,
I think we're good on that, I think.
Then the other one that has capital outlay is county attorney, which I believe she just, probably Linus had that in his budget too.
Yeah.
That if they need, because it's 12,700, probably we could just fund that out of equipment reserve,
Yeah.
or she can take it
Yeah.
out of her diversion fund.
Right.
And I
that's
think
what-
that's something else. So that's, 70, 80, 90, $95,000 right there. Well, we would keep your 12,000 in there. I do think we need to do something for Lori, and then I don't know if we need to wait next year. Why don't we see if we can get something done now? The desks aren't working.
Well, the other thing is, do we want to replace all 4 at one time? That'd be the other thing is why, because
Yeah.
when next 10, 15 years, when we got to replace all 4 again, and now there'll be $100,000 or
Yeah.
something.
So,
I was just trying to figure out where what specific model or what we're looking at. I haven't even seen them, so I don't know. And what they actually
I
do.
don't know. They just rise.
Yeah. It's like the Veridesk, but
Which, you sit there for your whole,
I know, but how often do they get up? That would be my thing, is are you up? They have to take breaks so many hours. They can only be positioned for, and they have to get away from it. So I don't know how that
I
works.
think I know what Nick's talking about. Is it feasible?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know, if I was in an emergency, I think I would be on my feet. It'd be nice to have that option, you know. I think it's something we have to give to our people.
I'm used to being up on my feet. You just stand up the whole 12 hours.
I'm sorry, I did not make a copy of this one. This was one I made a couple of weeks ago. So I guess we can just go, one of the first ones I gave you was just the adopted. With what we adopted last year and what's been proposed. It looks like this. That was
Yeah,
right here.
yeah, I got
Okay. So the first one is solid waste. Because we are having fewer hours, that actually decreased, okay? So that's
Right.
kind of nice,
that's good. That's a long
Um,
time coming.
but I think that that's been a good move. So we haven't done anything with county commission. Oh, I was gonna look on those audited numbers. You can see that we have spent basically under $60,000 except for in 74, in 24. But in 24, the general courthouse was running out of money, so we started paying like Brett's
Brett's
fee out of ours. But really, we average about $60,000, so there's another 30,000 if we wanted to decrease ours.
Or make it 65 and then we're safe.
You want to do 65?
Sound good?
I think,
You're averaging 16, let's add it 65.
okay. Okay, county clerk, do you want to explain yours since you're here?
Put me on the spot here. So county clerk, we decreased, due to removing a position in the office. So we do plan on getting a part-time next year though, that still allowed us to decrease that. We took out a few of the expenditure items that were listed that we do not necessarily need. I think that is it. on
Yep.
our end, so.
Well, that's good. Definitely. Cutting the
That
waste,
still
cutting the
allows,
waste.
that still allows the, wages for next year to be set where they're currently for this year as well.
So the treasurer increased 35,000, and a lot of that, I think 30,000 was in overtime. So she increased her other two, contractual and commodities, a little bit also.
That was probably because what happened, you know, definitely.
Well,
Well, it's still ongoing, so
I just,
they're getting there, but
They're still working on the
Yeah.
time limits,
yeah.
getting things done.
so I would hope that in another 6 months, they wouldn't need that much overtime, but the county attorney increased 80,000. She has a extra 50,000 in contractual, 7,000 in commodities, and she had an increase in wages, would be rest of it. So, that's something we'll look at.
Yeah.
I think that's her big adjustment.
Yes.
Well, if we go into the wage study aspect, part of it. Where are we at, and are we getting that one thrown off? So
I'm not sure what her big contractual was. Do you have it?
well, it just says contractual, special prosecutor. I'm not sure what that.
So she's wanting to,
Are we hiring?
she's hiring outside help instead of having a deputy or is that what they're called, an assistant?
Yeah.
Assistant county attorney, she's hiring outside help.
I thought it was always part-time. Previous county attorneys, it is a part-time job.
She doesn't have a deputy anymore.
Yeah, she
I
doesn't
know,
have a
I-
deputy.
No, she's still short one legal assistant that she's currently trying to hire, and then she did add 2 part-time positions. So those I don't believe are on there based on the personal services.
But I think the part-time prosecutors are just gonna be contractual.
They're not in.
So, I mean, before though, we had that
Well,
money
she
in
knows
her
that-
account.
She didn't even foresee it, though. Foresee the need for a special prosecutor. In the notes.
So she doesn't need one, but she's just. Oh, no, she took that out. So where's her increase? Well, first of all, you can't compare her numbers. 25 numbers are
Right.
not correct.
Oh, they're not.
No, like, contractual was 11,000. I'm not for sure where she came up with the 69.5. And her commodities was 15,000. So on here, it doesn't look like it's a lot.
But they added in with the diversion, possibly. So I've had
I
to go
don't know.
through and separate that as well on a few things.
I didn't bring my 25. I don't know what the breakdown was and where she came up with these numbers, but yeah. There's just kind of a large increase.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Because if you look on the budget, that's not the correct breakdown.
Well, she's got rid of the special she's proposing getting rid
But
of
there
it.
never one was, I don't know. I'd have to look at the 25, what was submitted.
You're right. You might
But
be
here's
here.
the
You might be
county
here.
attorney.
Hold on.
Here's last year's. She only had 11,000. And she had 15,000. And she's saying that there was 69.5. So that should be 11,000, and this should be 15,000. That's the actual,
Expenditures.
yeah, well,
That was
this is the
approved.
actual adopted budget. And she's saying, so I don't know where she came up with 69.5.
Yeah, this is 24 here that he has.
There's the 25
Well,
adopt.
25.
Let me get into the county attorney. Transfer. Sorry.
What did she have for total, what did we have for 24?
Proposed for 24 was contractual at 100,000, and commodity was 29,200.
So that's why it's confusing on some of these submitted budgets, the 25 numbers aren't correct. So it looks like here, like both of these went down, but in reality they didn't. Because both of her numbers are lower than what she had for 25, but those 25 numbers aren't correct.
Correct.
So, I don't know. We need to get the submitted 25.
Well, this is what was submitted on.
That was
Sorry.
submitted, that's adopted. How did we come up with that 11,000 though? She don't have the breakdown.
Yeah, it's in here. County attorney
Yeah, but what
proposed.
what made up that 11,000?
It said contractual.
You know how the breakdown
Yeah,
is
right.
here? Like I don't know what. I don't remember how we came to that. So I think that one's 24, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we need
I
the
was just looking to
25.
see what she had for items on this
Well, that
one.
would have been Linus.
We'll get it up and see if I
So
can get it printed out.
obviously, yeah, sorry, I didn't think it got brought. So, it's a huge difference. I mean,
Oh,
if you're
yeah,
going
yeah.
from 11,000 to 62, I mean, we're not talking the same numbers. You know, this is a totally new budget. And then on the other one, she actually 22, she was going from 15 to 22, so there's just $7,000 there.
It's about $80,000.
It's the wages that are,
Only a
well,
big,
there's 50, yeah, so there's about $30,000 in wages,
but overall budget proposed
80.
is about 80.
yeah.
So where's that coming from?
Well, so the one
Well,
right here
yeah.
is, yeah, 50 and then, so, yeah, I don't think we got a good explanation or understood that these figures weren't right. If she presented these to us, we're like, oh, that looks good. But then when you actually get down to it and compare what the adopted, doesn't. Register of deeds, basically, commodities and contractual are the same. They just have increase in wages, which they have not had wages increase for a couple of years. So those are the ones that we'll look at. Payroll.
I can explain mine.
Do you want to do yours? I'm sorry, yes.
No, you're good. I can give you just a little.
See, does that thing ever turn off? Even though I turned the air conditioner
It
up?
did turn off, but
Okay.
the air thing that runs a couple times a week or whatever is still going, like the fresh air circulator. That's what's
We
happening.
actually have a company here checking out our HVAC that does that once a year, so maybe they're doing something
Testing
too.
stuff. So I don't have my budget in front of me, but the reason for the increase in contractual and commodities is because in previous years, there were many things that were needed, they weren't considered. And so there are several trainings that I actually need to attend, like the KAC conference,
Sure.
CIC symposium, you know, about payroll and all that sort of stuff. And so that's where those increases are. They're literally for me to go to the things I need to go to. As a side note, I'm in the running for being a board member of the Kansas KCHRA, the Human Resources one, which means I would have to attend the KAC conference for the board meetings, and just different things like that. Printer ink and stuff like that went up because, as you can see in my note, there were things that there were items being funded not through county resources, and they need to be funded through county resources and not the means that they were. So I don't think it went up that much. I did request an increase in personal services, but that was based on the fact that as a department head, I'm actually making less or equal to most deputies, and that it would be nice to be considered as a department head when it comes to wages. So, do you have any other questions for
Yeah,
me?
actually, while you're here. So, I guess how much do we budget for our health fair? Is that out of your budget?
Yes, it's always come out of my budget.
Because it's not a line item.
It is. Well, I put it in there. It should be under contractual. It's $2,500.
Open enrollment, okay.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha,
Sorry.
gotcha, okay.
Yeah, so that's the health fair. It's been $2,500 for the last couple of years, and I can pay for just about everything out of that, with the exception of what you guys pay for the biometrics. So, and that's usually not very much money itself.
So you also have 750 for the annual service recognition plaques.
So
pins.
that's a wish.
I was
It's
gonna
some,
say, are we doing something?
we had been, and
Right.
then for reasons unbeknownst to me, we quit.
Okay.
I
thought so.
know that there was good feedback on that, and so I would like to restart that. I don't know that it is going to be 750, but that was an estimate that I came up with based on needing to get plaques, pins, certificates, and not, a lot of that was through Raven. So I'd like to continue that, knowing their costs.
Okay, that's why I was just
Yeah.
curious.
Those are
'cause I
the,
thought
like
we
these
had-
trainings, I mean, we usually just approve their time off and the cost of the training. When they, like they'll submit us when they want to go to training, they'll submit that in and we pay it.
Yeah.
We usually paid that out of courthouse general, haven't we? You know, like when,
No.
or out of your departments.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
paying
they-
out of your
they come
department.
out of our
Okay.
department.
I couldn't remember we
Yeah, you guys
were
approve them.
paying
and-
their time too.
Yeah, you guys approve that and stuff, so, and that's also like where the increase in mileage would come from, is actually going to the trainings. I don't always, because sometimes it just doesn't make sense, but for the most part, I do use a little bit of mileage when I have to go to the health department and the county attorney and whatnot. Those in the past weren't all included, and so I did calculate some of that in.
I was
'cause
wondering about that, because, yeah, we do pay,
I mean,
other
that
departments.
is my,
Yep.
my mileage going to
Yep.
do stuff at our other offices, so.
okay.
Here's the.
Okay. I think that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you guys.
So this was the ones that Jacob sent back to me that he received last year.
I
So,
don't remember what we did.
I'm pretty sure you went back to the 2024 numbers
Okay.
on that. So that actually is a good thing that you brought that up. Because that is what,
Oh,
Is that close to what the 24 is?
Carpel was the big one. There's
this one
30,000.
even,
But did we decide not to do it?
Was.
because his proposed in 24 was the 100,000 on contractual, but the 2023 budget was the 11,000. And then in commodities, the 23 was the 15,000, and then he requested the 29,200. So I'm guessing that number was set back, and then you guys continued on
But that was
with
for
number
Carpel
as
too,
well.
wasn't it?
I think, I would like to have a copy of that. I think the new county attorney needs to see that's
I agree.
like what we're comparing her budget to is these numbers right here. Like what was the increase from that to what she's
What
asking
she's
for?
asking for now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're up to
Well, does our
copies of
copier
this.
work over there? I don't know. That, we can get it now or later, but that, I think that's something that we need to maybe sit down with her and see. Because I'm sure you can't function with that budget. You know, part of it had to come out of diversion, maybe.
Exactly.
And now, doesn't she already have Carpel? She's already implemented
think-
that. Yeah, she has.
Well, I thought she hadn't got it all set up yet. I'm not sure.
Well,
I don't know if it's all been paid for, but I know that's what some of the part-time people are doing, is they're getting that all set up and
I think maybe she missed the deadline, so I think maybe November. Okay, a few more. Noxious weed, my understanding, he did up the commodities a little bit, and then he did, since we're having trouble getting someone at 35,000, he bumped it up to 46,000. I don't know why we can't get anyone. I don't know what it's gonna take.
We need a non-street director.
But we need,
Well-
well, by statute, yes, we
Statute, we do.
we do need one, so we are gonna have to pay someone better. I don't know if that's open for discussion.
We can talk about that later.
So that's 24,000.
But that needs to be addressed.
Well, I know there has been some conversation.
Right.
You're fine. Conversation of doing it as they can still do the director subcontract him out like you did with the guy from
I didn't think they
Fredonia.
could do that, cause that's what we were doing.
Well, I
the
think they
statutes
either can
change.
give him employment, but I think there's a worker, he will still be responsible. He would be the director of it, but it's more, the actual spraying would be seasonal. I mean,
Right.
you're not going to spray through the winter months and everything else, so you're about a 90-day window that you actually need somebody to do the
So we either
spray.
need to contract or we need to find an employee that will do it, and then rest of this off-season, then he
But
works.
getting the
Well,
licensures, the one I
Yeah.
know is probably one of the most highly qualified that I've talked to several times, but,
So that would be contractual though, right?
yeah.
But if you got a non-sweet director, you got somebody that's gonna enforce the laws. Because
Yeah,
I can remember
They-
back in the day where Larry Forstall was a non-sweet director.
I just always go to the thing that the state brought in cerise Laspedia, and now it's a noxious weed that
Yeah.
everybody has to. They brought
Mhm.
it in for roads and bridges. They still
Mhm.
use it in Missouri. This is a water attainment on construction sites. So,
That's a
and
state
it
for-
transfers it's so hard to kill. It really is. I mean, I burn mine and
Yeah.
spray it. And,
okay, well, that's where we're at with noxious weed, that's $24,000, $25,000. Which could all be paid out of contractual there if that's what we actually get. I think maybe as a county, we need to pursue it more,
mhm.
so.
I agree.
Okay, election pretty well was that $12,000, for the,
And then
Software
we
that
we
you
gotta
do,
change
right.
all these numbers then, don't we? Oops, sorry.
but
Right here, we've already changed.
Yeah, we've already done
Went through these, done.
maintenance stayed the same. That was easy. Emergency preparedness, she had a little bit of an increase in, commodities and her
I think we had to match
$200
it.
is just,
Didn't we have to match up something on her salary with the
Yeah.
state, cause they went up?
well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But she didn't actually ask for an increase, so. So the appraiser, actually, do you wanna go over your budget? Sorry, I didn't give anyone notice of this, but her wages went down because she has,
But we are also, going down one employee.
right. So she did have increases in there, but overall, it's a decrease because of the one position.
So you are correct. There are some areas that I think maybe we need a little more in, but some areas that I'm probably high on. My main concern going into the future is going to be our transportation issues. Just spent $1,000 on that truck. But it's running and it's running well, so, and like I said last week or the week before, Greg is giving us another one. I believe right now where we're at is we're going to have the trucks and let the Blazer go on down the road. It's got equal problems to the truck. It is an older vehicle. While it has less mileage, it's also losing all of its paint, and interior it's been a well-used vehicle. So I think that right now is what we're leaning toward. My concern is just they're all older vehicles that have been well ridden. I mean, it's a sheriff's vehicle, so they're not treated very soft, I would imagine. They're driven hard at times. So I don't have a lot on there in the way of maintenance. I've got $6,500, and that would include tires, repairs, everything. So, where I'm maybe a little low on that, I've got office and field furniture and equipment, at 8,000, which is probably a little high. So, you know, I can move numbers around. We're trying not to come in above budget, but we are down one employee, have kind of moved some numbers around on personal services. So, you know, we'll look at it. Last year, you guys asked us to go back, and we found some places to cut then too. So, you know, I can.
And I think with the vehicle, as far as that, I know we've had to go outsource a lot of the maintenance on them, but and as
We
far
have, and we do keep our maintenance, just the regular maintenance.
Right.
You know, your oil changes and everything. We haven't had any extreme stuff before this last week, which, you know, all in all, I thought it was pretty reasonable for everything that they did to it, which, by the way, also included having everything looked at, oil change, air, and everything while they were there too. So we've been, I think, pretty lucky. I'm not sure what happens if we're in Topeka and break down, you know, how we get our vehicle back here, but, like I said, I don't have
we
a
have
lot on
flatbed
there.
trailers if we had to.
Do you? So I can just give you a call?
Yeah.
Nick,
Give
come
Mike
get
a
us.
call.
Yeah.
So, I don't know,
Okay.
do you have any questions on anything that I could answer directly?
I think so.
No, I think you're good. Definitely.
So road and bridge stayed the same on contractual, or they just have an operating fund, and then he did increase, most of his wages stayed the same. He included a new employee.
So I'm still trying to figure that out because what we're tracking on the wage study is exactly what he requested. I think he just changed the name of one of the positions because the only one that we didn't have labeled was a quarry laborer, but there wasn't, we had an extra, I think, truck driver, and so we just
Yeah,
renamed
okay.
it.
Or we're still below numbers though.
Yeah, we're
So that's
4
all.
people short,
Yeah.
in the road and bridge area. If you include the noxious weed and the solid waste people, technically it's 6. Although those are 2 different funds. So they've
So-
been running short most of the year.
But it's already enough funded
So-
in that same amount.
Yeah, so that's the increase that he has there.
That would be my thing, is, I mean, it's already, he's put the wage
Yeah.
change in there, but he's already get it,
So-
but we're not meeting budget in that right now, so.
Yeah, I mean, we've on average been running short 2 to 4 all year long.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we can talk about that. Okay, health department. I have some concerns.
Well,
So.
I know,
she's
I
at-
know the building issues are what they're wanting. I
Well,
don't know how
so-
feasible it'd be at this time myself, but.
She has about $60,000 increase in wages. And then the other 20,000 is in the contractual and commodities. So there are things that, so,
With the wage study too, I mean, as far as,
yeah, I mean, the wage study will kind of even that out. So I know that she put some things in here for, well, she put the grant writing in here, which was $20,000 or $18,000. Which, you know, we talked about whether Southeast Kansas Regional Planning Commission could do that, but I guess what we really need to know if we feel like this is the time that we should invest in a building for this department,
Yeah,
is what she really wants to know.
well, I think there needs more space. And you're paying around, I don't know.
but to construct something what I come up with, about 1.8 million or something like that. And you're only paying $18,000 a year in rent. Kind of hard to.
That's a good point.
I just don't
I mean,
think it's
just the-
very good timing right now too, and not knowing about grants and funding even for the health department as far as what's going on the federal level. There's just a lot of questions. It's a huge undertaking.
I think we need to wait and see what's gonna happen, you know, in the next year. Maybe stay where we're at.
So that's one of the big things, was that plus the Nightingale. Do you know what that is? So it's new software?
I've not heard of that. It's the E.
I don't know what's
e-health.
wrong with the one that we're using right now. Those are two big things that she had. Another thing I don't understand, I guess, maybe. Like utilities, I don't know how the utilities are only $7,000. Last time we paid a bill, it was over close to 1,000, but she decreased her utilities. And then it's always hard to know with the grant, how much grant, just getting the same grant money, you know. So these are all of her expenses, which the grant is going to pay for part of those. So to look at her overall budget, you know, and she did admit that actually their funding has been put on hold, and she won't know until later in the year whether they're going to get 100% or 80% of the funding. So everything is just in here as far as her budget, and we don't really know how much is going to be under the grant at this point. But I mean, I thought that my understanding was when I first came on that the grants covered all the wages and all of their benefits, correct? So it's my understanding those grants have been, what she told us last time is rewritten, that she didn't include wages in her grants because we can pay those and then the grant can pay for other things.
I think it depends upon the grant itself and how
Okay.
you submit it, so. Some of the grants compensate the wages, some don't. And I know they're doing more services, but are we serving outside counties more? And
That's my concern. We are, I mean,
think we
obviously
are.
if she wants a new building and we're running out of space, but why are we increasing? Because are we increasing what we're providing for, you know, the county, or is it,
for southeast Kansas.
yeah. So, I think who was I talking to? Maybe somebody at the hospital. Now that we're one of the few hospitals that deliver babies, now that Garnett has no
Some of them
longer,
only,
and
yeah.
Iola doesn't, Independence doesn't have a hospital, that they're coming to our hospital for that. And because they're coming for that, they're coming to doctors, and then they're actually coming to our health department also, that's
For the
increasing
breastfeeding and all
that
that.
whole, yes. And
WIC.
so, that's good, but yet, you know, if our bottom line continues to increase, we as a county are funding that. You know, They have a pregnancy center in Allen County. Which health department comes to the pregnancy center and serves those people? Ours does.
Ours.
How come Allen County doesn't? It's a good question.
That is a good question.
It's a wonderful place. I love the pregnancy center, but again, why are our citizens funding for our health department to go there, you know? So I have concern about this increase. You know, we hired another nurse. We've hired another, I think it was a family planning provider. We have another, we felt like we needed a female nurse on board, and so we hired a female nurse. You know, all those
practitioner.
are just increases, which they're good. It's just, I just don't know if that's where the focus should be for our health department. I know I had other counties that have multi-county, like Allen County isn't a multi-county health department, and they were complaining because their health department fees were going up, and I'm like, well, how much are they? And they were like $80,000. Well, look at ours, you know. You know, we're at $450,000. So it's like, I think we're doing a really good job. I just, at what expense? That's a lot of mills.
Well, and we offset some by the grants, but how much are we offsetting
Right.
to where we're, and we still have to outlay it before we get it back.
Yep. So
It's kinda
I think
good-
they're
it's
doing
good
a
and
great,
bad.
they're doing a great job. It's just at what, you know, at what level. So definitely, I think we should take the grant writing out and maybe see some of the other things. I know we have a lot of
Because
concerns for buildings. You know, there's concern now, the
Yep.
county attorney is questioning whether she should be over here. Road and Bridge has, you know, talked to us. The jail is forever being under repairs, you know. Maybe we need to look at an overall of where the county is and, you know, where are the needs that, that need to be met first. But kind of have a building program.
'Cause we're almost, pre-COVID. I mean, you look back to
Yeah.
pre-COVID and to where it is now, it's a $200,000
Yep.
increase.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I think in the 24, actually, can you look in that, look underneath the health department there, that shows you their budgets. I think Heather had given us a very interesting,
I see it. Or missing,
missed
oh,
the second one.
yeah. There it is, there it is.
So see the last page on there? Yeah, look at this last page. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's solid waste, okay.
Mm,
So the health department,
Next page,
next one. So you gotta go, the last,
Last.
that's the budget. Sheets,
yes. The actual count. there.
yeah, right there. So she had given us a comparison, 2018, this is what their budget was, 200,000, and now in 2024, it's kind
Well, now
of.
we're proposing 600 and,
So I don't know what all, maybe Teresa didn't put all the figures in there and actually put the funding in there. But it looks like a very large increase when you look at that budget of how much it has gone up. It's a lot. And during COVID, we did, I think, serve a lot of people.
then, how much is that there? And cash balance on that's carrying quite a bit. I don't know what it is now. Do you?
I don't give that to you. Would it be here?
Yeah, it'd be your unique cash balance.
398.
So right now, mid-July,
Health department. Yeah.
well, yeah, you're well over. Still almost a whole budget year.
She's under budget quite a bit. Oh wait, she's at, oops, sorry, Health Department. So overall, she's 28 at
July.
the end of, well, it'll have to be the end
Oh,
of
June.
June, 6 months.
Was that the last?
I just
Monthly.
printed this the other day,
Okay, it hasn't been updated since May then.
May, okay,
We have to have dailies done every day for it to.
right.
Mm.
Okay, I didn't know where you were, I just printed that off to see. So I think the county attorney and the health department are two that we need to look at, just to understand
Mm-hmm.
what the big changes are. So of course, the sheriff department and the jail somewhat balance each other out.
Because they restructured.
And his commodities and his contractual are both the same on both the jail and the sheriff. It all has to do with wages.
Mhm.
So that we will talk about in the wage study. So 911, she does have increases in wages, a little bit in commodity and contractual. A lot of that is the $70,000. How much do I have an increase in her?
158,000.
If you take the 70,000 off, so she does have a considerable increase in wages.
Which,
We'll talk about it.
yeah.
So, so besides, I think the county attorney and the health department, as far as commodities and contractual, you know, those are pretty close for everyone.
But we're still questioning the numbers on the county attorney, what was in there.
Oh yeah, because there's like $50,000 difference. I think those are the two that, you know, and then look with the wages, I think everything else is fine that we can work with. So if we plug some numbers in and then we get numbers from Jacob,
And we get the wage issue, wage.
Do you want me to have him plug in the new numbers on the outside entities instead of what we?
Yeah.
if he has time, see if we get numbers from him or, but yeah, that would be good. And then, yeah, we can work on departments still.
So the only one that will be changing so far on that, on departments is gonna be for the commission at 65,000.
Right.
Well, I think we should decrease the contract, or the capital outlay. Well, we would leave yours in there. The
Yeah,
12,000.
just Transfer. over
Transfer
to
to
Yeah.
tech.
Yeah.
So like the 5,000 for the county attorney would probably come out of equipment reserve. And then I think we need to just talk about the desk. I don't know if David's been over there to look at them or not.
Okay.
So
I
take
mean,
out the
why can't you
desks.
just buy new lifts?
Well, that's what, pneumatic parts.
Yeah,
Good
but
question.
like she told us at one point why that's not feasible, but
Yeah, that'd definitely be a question for
See
David.
what those left out for
Yeah.
now. 70,000 on 911, and then
5,000
5,000 on county
I
attorney.
don't know if that's worth, yeah,
And then we're gotta put the new wage issues of what we're
yeah.
adjustment.
So I don't know if that's worth him adjusting yet. Let's do the department heads all at one time. So employee benefits. I mean, obviously, we're not gonna have a hard number by the time we have to pass a budget.
It'll be close, but I can't guarantee.
Right, so and it's that way every year. So I think we're gonna have to pick a number, and this is what we're gonna have to work with. If Blue Cross gives us a number that's not close to that, then we're gonna have to make some changes. I mean, I don't know what else we can do.
I truly don't expect it to be higher than what they presented. I really genuinely believe based on the options we've got in place, are going to be lower.
Then the
How much lower?
400,000?
Yes.
Okay, and you're not saying we're lower than what we are today?
No,
Okay.
I truly believe the projected number, I mean, it's projected, and I think it's conservative projection. I do truly think that we are going to be lower, because we are looking at those other options and bundling. While it's not probably ideal to switch from Delta to Superior, but if we bundle everything in Blue Cross, they're gonna give us a percentage and they're gonna fight for us. And then Delta and them are gonna come back and say, well, we can do this. And so I think we've got some really good options in place. It's just a matter of getting that final renewal, which those numbers should come in the first week of August roughly, and then we can start planning from there.
Cindy, it sounds a lot better.
It does.
I was-
And I'm truly being hopeful. I feel much better knowing that they write off anything over 400, or anything over 100,000. And that's gonna make a huge difference.
Well, that's their rider on their second, they write it, they write other policies to back them up too. They reinsure to where their risk level is pretty minimal.
So if you look at the audited numbers that I gave you for 2019 through 22, well, that one doesn't have employee benefits. This one here, sorry.
You're right.
This one actually had benefits. If you think about it, we have the same number, if not less, employees that we did in 19. Our benefits are up $900,000. Yeah. From the 25 proposed.
I remember when we were 1
So-
million in employee benefit.
Because in CIC, we've got workman's comp under the benefits, but when we have, the budget kind of spread out, I'm not seeing workman's comp put on there.
So workman's comp is not a number I work with. They actually bill me directly. I only file workman's comp, so I don't get to see those direct numbers.
I mean, as far as I know, K-Works is taken out of benefits. I don't know why it wouldn't be. But,
We just need to start making sure that we have that put in
Sure.
the budget as well. That way we have clarity and it's across the board.
oh.
So, because.
So when you give us total numbers for benefits, because K-Works is separate, that's not,
It's an employee benefit, but I don't have access to that total number. That has to come from the AP side.
okay. Anyway, it just continued to go up.
And, you know, as a reminder, and I know you all know this, but the 400,000 in theory, that's not 100% county cost. The employees are gonna assume some of that cost. If hypothetically we don't have anything, like we're stuck at that 36 to 39%, some of that's gonna go to the employees. That's, you know,
Well, we've kind of always held it to where we didn't affect the employees. I mean, for years.
I mean, that's obvious.
Mhm.
That's why
Yeah,
it keeps
I
going
know,
up. You know, at some point, you know, benefits keep going up and yet we can't get our wages where they need to be. You know, there's got to be a balance. And those are the tough decisions,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But as you
I
can
agree.
see, we can't take on continuously the expenses of benefits. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. And just looking at the actual audit numbers kind of gives you a clear picture of where we're at. So anyway,
Didn't we hold it last year?
we did, a little bit of adjusting on the percentages to even things out.
Well, and I'm talking on the dollars that we set aside for last year. Did we, or were we able to come in close? I can't remember what we were actually.
I think we held it because we come in a little bit under every year.
Yeah.
so our actual, sorry.
There we go. Right here.
Actual for 24, this is what the clerk gave us last time. So, the actual for benefits was 22, our adopted for 24 was 23, and then that's like 200,000. So we were pretty close as far as holding
That,
what the actual, so far that we have.
right now proposed, we're gonna be putting in there $200,000 in employee
And
benefits.
what I can do, and I just didn't have the time
Mhm.
for the wage study stuff, but what I can do, if we have time in between this meeting, I can give you an estimate of where we're at for this year and give you the current to date, and then I'll do the math to calculate the last 5 months of the year and give you an idea of what this year is going to be, so you have, can use that in your calculations.
Well, it always holds back, that's in itself almost $1 an hour raise for everybody. 'Cause what we're paying in benefits,
Yeah.
the $200,000.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you look at it that way, yeah.
And a lot of them don't realize that, Nick.
I know. The cost, but,
They take it for granted.
mhm.
Yes, ma'am, yes, they do.
That's pretty well what I had. I think as we go through those and we go through the wage study, we'll have some more definite numbers by next Tuesday. I'll
Do
just,
we have a time for next Tuesday?
well,
10. Wasn't it?
whenever Paul.
Oh, yeah,
decides
we
he
were waiting
doesn't
on
have a
that.
dentist
Yeah,
appointment.
sorry.
what?
When
You
you're
gotta figure out
done.
your dentist appointment next
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
If you wanna get me a
Let us
time.
know.
I'll
Mhm.
let you know. I'll let you
By
know.
2 o'clock.
Yes, I
Okay.
will, definitely.
You're on the time clock about that. So. I don't have anything else, do you?
No, I think that's really all the information we have for now, and
We got some updated numbers that we
I
can
think
get to
we're
Jacob
Very
to.
productive, commissioners, I really
As
did.
soon as I
Yeah.
hear from Jacob, I will reach out to you guys and let you know what we're looking at.
yeah, that would be curious. Hopefully our revenue is, so the other big question is, we did have a large amount of money left over with our budget last year. Usually I think you like to have like $1 million cushion, where we really had about $2 million. So I've talked to Jacob about what's the best thing to do there. So if we leave it in there, and what'll be interesting with his numbers, it will decrease the mill by that much, which may make us look pretty good, okay? We could hold that money back, like in a capital outlay account, and actually be able to use that money, but probably have to raise the mill. So I think that's kind of what I'm waiting on those numbers. But that we still have that option of doing something with that money, like in
Or a
the 13th month, I
percentage.
think.
You could split it too. I mean, you could reduce the
Yeah.
mill and then put half
And not
of.
having hard numbers for the end of 2024, I'm really hesitant to do anything with it.
Are we gonna go back to having a 13th month?
Well, I don't know, but we have to keep the 13th month open for Jacob, because all of the adjustments will go into
Right.
that 13th
Right.
month. So we could technically do
I talked to him a little bit about that, he recommends it.
a 13th month. Okay, well,
We just need to get back on the training for that.
right, and it probably wasn't fair to not give anyone kind of.
Yeah.
But in lieu of losing employees, it probably wouldn't have made any difference, but anyway. So, we'll just work with that with this year's budget. That's part of it too. There's gonna be more expenses this year, so. With those that planned on the 13th month and didn't get it, namely the sheriff. So, yeah,
Call. Ready?
if Jacob needs anything, if you need any of our help.
Or any clarification on anything?
Yeah,
Get him the numbers that you guys are guaranteed setting down and go from there.
okay.
Sounds good. Definitely.
Make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to adjourn the work session.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye.